Okay, hey, sorry for the delay. So I'm not sure I have to make my talk shorter by 10 minutes. That I hope not. But anyway, thank you for attending my session. It's okay I do it in English? Yes? Because, yeah, okay. I'm Sebastien Blanc. I'm French, half Dutch, half French. That's my Twitter account if you want to follow me. And today I'm going to talk about security. Security, that sounds a bit boring, no? But I have some good news for you. Security can be really easy and even fun. What if you, instead of doing yourself security, you delegate the security? That is what Kim does. She delegates her security to this bodyguard. Well, you can do exactly the same. And by delegating all your identity management, your authentication flows, you can just delegate that to a server. And it is what Keycloak is, okay? So Keycloak is basically a server that you start up, and then you can secure all your application. It will go through Keycloak. But to give you a better idea of how Keycloak works, let's take a picture. Let's take a look at this picture. So that's how Keycloak works. You give it an island, a realm, a territory to secure. And on this island, there are different applications, different cities. In the north, you have GEE land. No one wants to go there anymore. Not sure why. On the contrary, you have Angular land. Yes, that's the place to go. Everyone wants to go there. You have microservices land. We're not sure what is happening there. And of course, we have Node.js land, king of the world. And you arrive, you navigate with your boat, and you navigate like you navigate on your browser to Angular land. So basically, you connect to a web app. And you arrive there, and what happens? You have border control. And the customs say, hey, Seb, you are not authenticated. Please go to the Keycloak island. And you get redirected there. And it's a real redirect. You really get an HTTP redirect to the Keycloak server. What happens then? The Keycloak server presents you with a login form. You enter your credentials, and if everything is okay, just like at the customs, you got a stamp. And you're then ready to go back to the island and visit all these awesome cities. But the stamp that you got is not just a random token or stuff like that. It's more than that. It's one token that contains payload. And we call this token a JOT. So JOT is for JSON Web Token. So it's a token that contains your username, your roles, until when you are logged in and stuff like that. If we take a quick look, the header, we don't really care about it, but that's one is important. In the token, you will have the claims. That is actually the payload of your token. And you can see here, I got my username, my roles, until where I'm connected, and stuff like that. I go really quickly because I'm late. Important thing. Once Keycloak has made this token, it will sign it. And how does it sign it? Well, Keycloak has a private and a public key. It will use its private key to sign the token. And once it's signed, any app that receives this token, that is the token compressed, every app that receives this token can use Keycloak's public key just to make sure the signature is valid. If it's valid, that means that the token is correct and you can go on with your request. So quickly, and then we will do some live coding about Spring Boot, because that's the subject, how to secure a Spring Boot app. Keycloak is an out-of-the-box solution, so you just download it, you unzip it, and you're ready to go. Of course, it's a Red Hat product, so it's open source. Everything that I will show you here is open source. You can try it out tonight. And since it's open source, you can contribute, so please do. We support OpenID Connect, of course, that is our preference, but we also support SAML 2, Kerberos. If you want to add social logging like Facebook, GitHub, whatever, you can really easily add it. User federation, imagine you have an LDAP server running in your company. Well, Keycloak can make the bridge with that quite easily. Single sign-on, that means that once you're signed on an application and you open another tab in your browser, well, you don't have to log in again, the single sign-on. SPIs, that means we provide interfaces, classes to extend Keycloak to your own needs if needed. There's more to say but it's a tools in action, so let's do some action. Okay, so let me do this. Okay, yes. Everyone, yeah, you can hear me. Okay, so let's secure, let's secure an application. Oh, it's going lower and lower. That's interesting. When will it stop? Okay, we are going to secure a really simple Spring Boot app. Let me just go really quickly through the code. What we have a public landing page, our index.html, and there's just one link to My Products. And My Products is a really simple template that iterates on a list of products. So this is the page that we want to secure. Let's take a look at the code if you want. It's really simple. We got here my controller, we got a mapping on products. And what we do, we call my product service. And my product service, as you can see here, is a really interesting class just returning a hard-coded list of products. And that's it. So just before securing this app, let's just launch it. Oh, it's already running. Okay, let me open incognito window, localhost is running on 8080. Okay, my awesome landing page, you can see my CSS skills here. And if we go to my products, we got a list of products. Okay, so let's try to secure this page. So where do we start? Well, we start, if you want to use Keycloak, on the keycloak.org page, and there you have a download. And there you just grab the latest server distribution, a zip file. Okay? So if we go to my downloads, it should be somewhere, come on, Keycloak, final, this one, and I just unzip it. Let me extract to, let me just extract that to devox.be. devox.ee. Okay, I just unzip it there. Here we go. I go to this folder. I should have Keycloak, and there I have a bin folder. Let me just clear this a bit. And here I just have a command, standalone.sh, and here I just pass an extra parameter to have some port offset, because my app is already running on port 8080, and I don't want any conflict. So I just launch my server, my Keycloak server. Okay, here we go. It should be running. Yes, it's running. And now I can go to my Keycloak server, and because it's the really first time I use it, I just unzipped it. I have to create an admin user. So let's create a super secured admin user, admin. Okay, here we go. And now I can access my Keycloak web console. And that is the place where I will be able to create my realms, my territories, my roles, my users, my clients. What's a client? For Keycloak, a client can be any app that it's secure. So it can be a front-end app, a back-end app, doesn't matter. But first thing, let's create a realm, a territory. Let's call it devox. Devox. Let's call it just devox. Okay, here we go. And let's create a client, our product app client that we want to secure. So pretty easy. Let's just call it product app. Okay. And here I can configure my client, but I can keep all the defaults because I just want to use OpenID Connect. That's correct. It's a public client, and there's just really one field that I need to fill in is the redirect URL. So, because when my app will be redirected to Keycloak, it has to redirect me back to my application. So that's pretty easy because my app will be running on localhost 8080, and that's it. Okay, then let's create a role that we will assign to our users. Let's create a really simple user role. And last part, I need to create a user. As easy as creating a new user, only the username is mandatory. I just save it. Here we go, and I got some credentials. Close this. Okay, and by default, I don't have any credentials. Let me just create a credential, Sebi, reset password, yes. And really last thing, let me assign the user role to my user. Okay, we are done for the Keycloak part. So let's go back here and see what needs to happen here to add Keycloak support. And let me just drink, because I'm speaking a lot. So first thing, let's take a look at the POM file. If you know a bit Spring Boot, you probably know that Spring Boot has this concept of starters to make things really easy. Well, good news is that we have a Keycloak starter. So that's really the only dependency that you need to add to your app. If you go on start.spring.io, it's available there as well. Okay, so that's the first step. And then the nice thing is you don't have to touch the code at all. You only need to provide some configuration. Okay, so let's open the configuration. That can move away. Okay, we have some fields that we need to add. The first one is, where is my Keycloak server running? So my Keycloak server is running on port 8180. On which realm is my application declared? It's declared in devox. What is the name of my client, of my resource? Well, we call it product app. And last thing, public client, yes, it's a public client. These are the mandatory fields. That is enough for my app to make the communication with Keycloak. But now I still need to provide some security constraints. I need to tell the app, when you go on the product page, you need to be authenticated and you need to have the role user. So how do we do that? If you remember the Java EE times where you use security constraints in your web.xml, well, it's pretty much the same here. So what you do is you provide security constraints. You can have several of them. That's why it's an array. And here we just create one. And we say every call to this URL should be authenticated and should have the role user. Okay? I'm done. Let's relaunch the app. It should be secured now. Stop and rerun. Yes. So here we go. And if I go back to my application, and here, let me refresh just to be sure. And if I click here on my products, demo effect, no, why? What have I done? Just one moment. I've done this talk a million of times, and devox, that's correct. How did I call my client? Product app, okay. My client is still running, whoa.
You need to enable it.
Oh, no, I just missed off, sorry, so really stupid. Sorry for that. Because, yeah, that's not enough. I forgot to provide the context. Okay, let's forget. Let's pretend you not saw that. So, I'm on my landing page, and now if I click on my products, you see what happens? I've been redirected to my Keycloak page. Here I'm not on my app anymore. I'm on the Keycloak page. And here I should be able to log in with the user that I created, Sebi. And you see, I'm on my secured page. Let's do a logout. Okay, just to show, I will show you the logout because it's pretty easy. Here we go, and if you take a look at the logout, it's pretty simple. I just inject my HTTP servlet request, and I just have to do a request.logout, and I'm a logout. Okay, but let's go back to this page. Let's see if we can pimp a bit that login page. Let's go back to the Keycloak console. And here on the Realm settings, I have a tab called Login. So imagine that you want to have user registration, that new users can register to your service. Okay. Users will probably forgot their password, so let's add a feature to send an email to the users if they forgot their password. If you enable that, you just have to configure your email server here, and that's it. Remember me, yeah, you don't want to log in over and over and again. Okay, I just saved that, and if I come back here, now you can see I can register as a new user, I get to remember me, get the forgot password, all good. Maybe I want to add some social login so the users can use their Facebook account or their Twitter account. If we go to identity provider here, I got a whole list of providers that are already there. You are all developers, so you all have a GitHub account, okay? And imagine here I just put dummy numbers, but you should put here the real credentials of the app that you created in GitHub. Okay, save. That's all good, and you probably also have a Twitter account, so let me do the same here. Just dummy numbers. I just save it, and I come back here, and if I refresh my page, yes. You know, now I will be able to use my GitHub or my Twitter account to log into my awesome product app. Okay? That's that easy. Wait, that's just the beginning. Let's go a step further. I don't know if I will be able to do it, all of it, but if you're doing Spring and you are doing security, well, there's a big chance that you want to use Spring Security. Let's see if Keycloak can play with Spring Security. What do you think? Okay, let's add Spring Security support. First thing I need to do is go here and add a new starter, not a starter from Keycloak, but just a starter from Spring Boot, which is called Starter Security. Okay? And that will bring in the jars of Spring Security. And then, if you know a bit how Spring Security works, you know that you have to provide a class that extends the security config stuff, okay? The good news is that we provide our own class that already extend this class and that make all the magic for you to connect with, okay, here I use some templates because you don't want to see all this code. Because I'm really short in time, just let me show you that. You just create a class that you annotate with Keycloak configuration and you extend this class, okay? Let's skip this part. It's not really important, and in the next version this will be even easier. But the important part is here. So basically here I say, okay, any match on products should be authenticated with a wall user. Okay, that's it. And what I can do now here is I don't need that anymore. Because with that, I was securing the servlet container. By the way, we can secure Tomcat under ToadJetty, it doesn't matter. But now, we don't secure the servlet container, we are using Spring Security. So we can just remove that. Let me think, did I forget anything? No, stop and rerun. And, well, now the result should be exactly the same. So I go here. I log in with Sebi. And it's just working, but now it's using Spring Security. Okay? How much time do I have? I think 2 minutes officially, no? But I can go on for a bit? Okay, because I want to show you. So that was the second part. Now let's see how two secured services can communicate together, okay? Oh yeah, it's too short for tools in action, but we can discuss after my talk about that if you want, okay? Imagine that part here, this part is pretty ugly. You know, I return a hard-coded list. It would be nicer if I had a REST service running that provide this list of products, okay? So I was supposed to do that in live coding, but I have my backup app here. Here I have a product REST app. And let me see if everything is correct here. Product REST, okay. So basically the same thing as I showed you. If I show you the code here, it's a really, really simple class. You see? I just have a REST controller and a mapping on products. And I have enabled Keycloak. So if I run this app, and it's running on port 8081. Okay, so if I go here and I type localhost 8081/products, oh, shut down. Oh, did I just shut down the app? What is happening? Started root. What do I have here? It's.
You didn't register product REST in
yeah. Oh yeah. But still, it should be running. What? Pourquoi? Okay. No. Let me go to. Now I need to think really hard. Keycloak. Let me just. Oh shit! Come on. No plugin found for Spring Boot. Okay. Looks like that the demo gods are not having fun with me. So let me just imagine that this app is running. When I access this endpoint, I should have a message saying, no, you cannot access this REST service because you didn't provide any token. That's how it works. When you make a REST request to this app, to this server, you need to provide your token, the token that we got when we log in this app. Okay? Yeah, let me just move on to the documentation because it's really clear there. So if you do Spring Boot, you probably know about. Oh, I think my internet was down. No? Okay, no. If you do Spring Boot and you are used to call other REST services, you probably know the REST template. So you can make really easily a call to a REST service. Well, what we did, we provide a Keycloak REST template that you just can inject in your app. And let me show you that. JavaScript adapter, Java adapter, Spring Security. Let me just show you that in the code how it works. So basically that's what you do. You create a Keycloak REST template, you can inject that in your service, and then just like the REST template, you just do get for entity my endpoint, for instance, and under the hood, Keycloak will put the token in the request. You don't have to deal with that. And you will have the response back. Okay? I'm really late. But if you want to see this all working without any demo effect. Last week I gave this talk at Devox BE. So if you look for Devox Keycloak, that is from last year. That is this one. This one, if you do this one, yeah, you can see I have the same hat, it's me. And here I do exactly the same demo, except that the product part here, that is working. I'm not sure why it was not working for me now, but and that's it. I'm here today, tomorrow morning. Nothing to do with Spring Boot. I'm giving the opening keynote about a totally different subject, but I'm here until tomorrow evening, so if you have questions, don't hesitate. Sorry for the delay because of the laptop issues in the beginning, but I hope you enjoy it, and thank you very much. Questions?
I have one question.
Yes?
You showed the user authentication to the cloud server using login form.
Yes?
Is the certificate authentication supported?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, but it's planned, so we are working on that. Yeah. Yes?
I have two questions. Adding other claims to user details.
Yeah. Here you can add any to any clients. You can here mappers. You can create new stuff here, or you can add any custom claims that you want. You can add it to your token.
You have an example. It was client credentials. API should be.
It was the authorization flow I showed. Though I use my credentials to get an authorization code, and with this authorization code, I do another request to get my tokens. But then we have the implicit flow for Angular. Yeah, I was supposed to show you also the Angular part, but yeah, I was running out of time. But again, if you watch my YouTube video, you will see how to secure an Angular app as well. Yes?
I have two questions. The first is Keycloak can work with the mobile application.
Yeah.
The second is about the Keycloak server. I showed that we have used the GBoss server. We can use the Tomcat instead to...
For the server, for the Keycloak server. No, it's just Wildfly. It's just a zip. We don't provide a WAR that you can use as Keycloak. I'm sorry. If you have questions, we can do that outside. The next speaker is waiting, and I know.